Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. So for today's video I am gonna review the online yoga teacher training that I just graduated from last week. I am honestly so excited to be filming this video because I got so many questions from you. You're also very interested. Maybe some of you also want to become certified yoga teachers. So I'm very excited to be doing this video today. So I just graduated from my 200-hour yoga teacher training. I did my yoga teacher training with Drishti International Yoga School in Goa, India, and it was a multi-style yoga teacher training. So we did Hatha yoga, Ashtanga yoga, and Vinyasa yoga, and it was all completely online. My original plan was actually to travel to India and do my yoga teacher training there, but because of Corona, that didn't happen, and they turned there, I think normally it's 28 days, like when you do it in person, and they turned that into a 45-day online yoga teacher training. And yeah, I started my teacher training on the 6th of December 2020, and I graduated last week on the 26th of January. So almost 2 months of yoga teacher training. It has completely transformed my life in those 45 days. If you're new to my channel, then hi, my name is Laura. I'm a 22-year-old German small-town girl. Last year I graduated from 4 years of study abroad in Scotland. I did a semester abroad in Toronto, Canada, and I now run my own online business. I'm a certified life coach and now also yoga teacher. So I hope you consider subscribing to this channel if you enjoyed this video. And also, before we get started, if you ever want to join one of my online yoga classes, because I now also every week I teach live online yoga classes on Zoom, make sure that you follow me on Instagram, because on Instagram stories I always share when I do yoga classes. And also make sure to check out the link in the description box to sign up for my next free yoga class. So there's going to be a form where you can fill it out and then you can do some live yoga with me via Zoom. Okay, so I asked for your questions, so I first want to answer a few of your questions that you had about the online yoga teacher training, and then I'm gonna go into like a summary and final review whether I recommend it or not. But I mean, I guess you can tell from my vibe that I couldn't recommend it enough. So okay, so the first question that I got is, how did you choose your yoga school? So I knew that I wanted to do my yoga teacher training in India from the beginning, because I just really wanted to learn like from the origin of yoga, you know, like I really wanted to learn not just the asana and, you know, how to teach, but really like the authentic yoga philosophy and learning from Indian yoga teachers. I started doing some research, and then a friend actually, she recommended me when I think I probably shared this like on an Instagram story or something, that I want to do yoga teacher training in India. And she recommended me that yoga school, the Drishti yoga school in Goa, because that's where she did her yoga certification, and she did that like in person there. So I just hit follow on Drishti Yogas. I'd already actually planned to go there. Like I had like flights, I was following flights, like the prices of flights. I've already gotten like shots for, you know, traveling to India and all of that, and then COVID happened. And, you know, my travel plans were like, oh no. But then I saw on Instagram that they were offering online yoga teacher training, like the same school that I was going to go to, right? So I was like, okay, I'm not sure if I want to do it, because I really want to do it in person. But then I was like, you know what? I'm just done with waiting to have the world be back to normal until I can pursue my goals and dreams. And I really wanted to get certified as a yoga teacher. You know, to me it was just important to do a teacher training where I actually knew someone who did it, and that always makes me feel a lot more comfortable when I do like bigger investments, like, you know, the yoga teacher training. I want to make sure it's like legit and great. Honestly, it's the best choice ever to do it with Drishti International in Goa. They're honestly incredible. Manav and Samita, who are going to be your yoga teachers, they are the most inspiring people, not just as teachers but also as like human beings. They're incredibly inspiring, such role models, and even now, you know, we can always ask them, and they're just our guides. And yeah, so that's how I chose the yoga school. The second question that I got, how well should you be able to do yoga before doing this? So before doing a yoga teacher training, I don't think there's like a certain amount of, I don't know, like you need a certain strength in your body, because the yoga teacher training is really gonna strengthen you, because you do yoga like we did in the online yoga teacher training. You do 1.5 hours of like yoga asana every day. In the in-person 28-day yoga teacher training, you even do 2 classes per day, which is crazy, right? So you are, even if you're not so strong before that, the yoga teacher training is really gonna strengthen you, right? Like I, before the teacher training, could not do a full chaturanga dandasana where you like lower down like this, because I just didn't have the muscle. Now I can do it, you know, and obviously it's gonna be easier for you to follow all the practices, to remember all the asanas if you've done them before. There's no requirement for you to do like a headstand, handstand, splits, you know. And also as a yoga teacher, like yes, it's good if you can actually show the asana and stuff, but the most important thing as a yoga teacher is that you can instruct other people to do it, and that you know the alignment cues. And you know, in my yoga classes, I don't always do the full chaturanga dandasana. I just say, yeah, if it's in your practice, you can do chaturanga dandasana, or you do it with me now, a modification, and I show them the modification, because that's in my practice. In the yoga teacher training and throughout your entire yoga journey, you're always gonna grow and develop. So I don't think you need to, you know, be able to do crazy stuff before starting the yoga teacher training. What do you think you gained by doing it virtual over in person? So I was in the beginning, of course, a bit like, is it gonna be like amazing to do it online? And oh my god, it so exceeded my expectations, because yes, there were actually a lot of benefits to doing it online. I think the biggest one is that I could continue working, right? So I was still the entire way through working remotely. So I didn't have to like take time off and organize all of that. Also, you do save a lot of money because you don't have like the travel costs, the flight costs. The 45-day online yoga teacher training with Drishti International is 500 euros, which, oh my god, the value you get for those 500 euros, it's priceless. It is absolutely priceless. You know, maybe if you have a full-time job, or like, you know, a job where you have to go to every day, you couldn't do a month in India, but maybe the online yoga teacher training, where you do spend around 4 hours per day on the yoga teacher training, maybe that's more doable for you. So I think that is like a big plus of the online yoga teacher training. Also, actually, I did really enjoy that it was like spread out, right? Because it was like 45 days. When you do all of that in 28 days, obviously it's going to be a lot more intense, like on your body as well. So I was quite glad actually that we only had 1 yoga class per day. I feel like that made it a lot more feasible for me. And also, you know, throughout the entire journey, I was still talking to my yoga teacher like every day, and to like the other yoga teacher students. So I don't know, I just thought we had like a lot more time together, which was really nice. You know, I guess if you're like in an in-person yoga teacher training, you see everyone around you, you know, like how far they are in their practice, and I feel like it's much easier to compare yourself. Whereas in online yoga classes, I just always put like the teacher on like full screen, so I don't actually see what everyone else is doing, and I can concentrate on myself. So I really enjoyed that, because I'm definitely not super advanced. Like I can't do like crazy handstands and splits and like arm balances and stuff like that. So I feel like I could really concentrate on myself and like do all the poses in like my way, and not so much look around and see, oh my god, they're like so much further than me. So I really enjoyed that. And yeah, so there are a lot of benefits actually of the online yoga teacher training. The next question is kind of related to that. What do you think you would have learned better in person instead of virtual? Is there anything that you feel like you can't learn in the online certification that you feel is missing? So, I mean, to be fair, I think the biggest one is simply that you can't connect with the person like in person. Yes, we did chat like before and after the class, we had like a WhatsApp group and stuff like that, but it wasn't like you actually spend, like you don't live with those people for a month. It's still obviously less contact than if you go like into yoga school for a month, live there. And also, I guess, you know, the entire cultural experience with, you know, eating like Indian food, and the yoga school in Goa is like by the beach, and having the weather and the language and everything. I guess, you know, you don't have that online. But other than that, for example, the actual theory that we learned, that's completely okay online. And even the yoga classes, I mean, yes, and the yoga teachers can't actually like come to you and touch your body and adjust when you are doing the pose in a different way, but they still like tell you, like they see you on camera, they always see you in the yoga class, so they're gonna tell you, oh Laura, like bend your knee more, or open your hips, or arms are straight, or whatever. So I still learned like so much about like the yoga poses, yoga classes, and I feel so incredibly confident now to teach as well. So obviously the in-person like connection, the vibe, and the whole culture experience is missing, but other than that, I think the actual content of the teacher training and the confidence that you get from it is the same when you do it online. Is there any additional home study to complete the hours? No. So you have around 1.5 to 2 hours of theory every day. We learned anatomy from like the Western standpoint. We learned like Ayurveda, and we learned I think over 30 asanas, like really in depth, like all the alignment, the energetical benefits, the physical benefits. We learned lots of yoga history, yoga philosophy, which I loved. We also learned lots of Sanskrit words, which is really, really nice. Like it was very authentic to like how yoga really is. With all the Sanskrit words, we learned mantras, we were chanting, which is so nice because that's actually something not every yoga teacher training includes, but because it was like a really authentic, you know, Indian yoga teacher training, we had that. We were singing mantras. And then you have 1.5 hours of yoga class. So basically I had like 4 slots per day of classes to choose from, and every day you had to do at least one yoga class. So maybe you chose the hatha, the ashtanga, the vinyasa, the yin. So you could always really choose all kinds of yoga classes. You got so much experience just from obviously doing the yoga. It's around 3.5 to 4 hours of time effort every day. But you know what? I actually found it super easy to integrate into my daily life because, you know, a yoga class isn't like you have to sit down and like do work. It's like really relaxing, it's super energizing, also the meditations and stuff, so it's not super hard. Like I was really afraid that it's gonna be too much with like my work, but I was always looking forward to it because it's like almost not free time, but it's so good, obviously, you know, for your body, for your mind. And yeah, so besides those 4 hours, you don't really have to do much. Yes, maybe you have to sometimes practice a little bit. For example, we, you know, had to teach some sun salutations. I practiced a little bit before that, or then of course for the exam. At the end of the yoga teacher training, you had to teach your own class, which was completely your choice, what kind of class you want to do. You basically taught the class to the other students, like in your yoga teacher training. For the theory exam, which was like multiple choice questions or fill in the blanks, and just covering like all the different theory stuff that we did. But you do also get time off for that, like before the exam. So yeah, there's not much more than the 4 hours per day. And also on every Saturday, you don't have the asana class, so you just have the 2 hours of theory. So yeah, but there's not much additional other than that. Do you plan on being a full-time yoga teacher now? So I don't think I'm gonna ever be just a yoga teacher because I love so many other things. You know, I love creating YouTube videos, I love my Girls Abroad membership, and I do really so many things. I do freelancing, social media management, and so much stuff. So I don't think I will be a full-time yoga teacher, but I'm already now teaching classes, and my goal is to teach like 2 classes maybe live every week, online or even offline. I would love to teach yoga at retreats, and I also really want to create like actual yoga programs and courses, maybe even combined with life coaching. You know, Manav and Samita, they always say like, yeah, you can't learn everything ever in your lifetime about yoga, but I really feel so confident in like the knowledge that they delivered to me during the yoga teacher training. So yeah, that's kind of my plan. I'm super excited to be taking you along journey. Do I recommend doing the online yoga teacher training with Drishti Yoga International? Yes! Oh my god! If you're just considering to sign up, you have to do it. I didn't feel 100% ready at all. I was like, I don't know. But then something in my gut was just like, Laura, you need to do this. Say yes, sign up. And I honestly don't even want to think about how my life would be like right now if I never signed up to the yoga teacher training, because you know, we are in lockdown right now in Germany. We've been in lockdown the entire time that I did my yoga teacher training, and having just something to go to every day, having like a purpose to to show up for and to learn. Times when I was also really struggling with things in my personal life. You know, when you do yoga every day, when you meditate every day, when you surround yourself with all those positive people, like every single person in the yoga community is like so nice. Like, you know, you don't get grumpy yoga teachers. That's just not a thing, you know, like we are all on this journey together to just, you know, spread some positive vibes, and it's always so positive. Like I always loved every single Zoom meeting, and you know, when you do all of this work, there is really no other way than becoming so much more aligned with what you want to do in life. No matter what you're struggling with, the yoga teacher training is going to give you answers to questions you didn't even ask before. And you know, it's like a spiritual awakening, really it is. It's so intense, like emotionally, physically, but in like the best way possible. I, throughout that time, made decisions that I probably would have never even done without the yoga teacher training, simply because you cannot, you know, ignore your intuition, your gut, when you every day do those yoga practices, meditate, learn more about yoga philosophy. Like it just, yoga, and that's what my yoga teacher always said, like yoga just becomes a part of you and is a lifestyle, and it really integrates into all areas of your life. And that's what's so transformative of and life-changing about like a yoga teacher training. Like it really isn't only if you want to become a yoga teacher, even if you just want to do it for your own personal development. To be honest, I think, you know, now during the pandemic and lockdown, everything, like there is no better time to sign up for this and to do a yoga teacher training. Life-changing, absolutely life-changing. Do it, please. So if you found this video helpful and valuable, give it a thumbs up. And also if you want to, make sure that you sign up for my yoga classes and follow me on Instagram so you always get notified when I do, when I host a yoga class. So thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope it helped you in your decision-making process. And if you decide to sign up for a yoga teacher training, then I'm so excited for you. I'm sending you all of the good vibes. And yeah, I'm gonna see you hopefully in one of my next videos. Bye!